Hi Hoopers, welcome back to the Shoe Sayer. Today we're looking at the infamous Dbook ones. Some people hate these shoes, some people just love them. So I grabbed a pair, played them twice, and I can't wait to share what I found with you guys. Let's jump in the video. Yeah, so again, the way I see performance is, do I feel like these shoes make me actually play better? Like my attributes, +2 speed, +5 dunk, +7 rebound. That's what I think performance is, right? So let's talk about cushion, let's talk about traction, let's talk about stability, and let's talk about durability. Those things affect whether you're +10 in rating or whether you're -10 in rating. Okay, so kicking it off with performance and starting with the cushion for the Dbook ones. It has a really nice, unique setup. On the lateral side, it has EVA, and you might be thinking, EVA, that's pretty stiff, right? Isn't that 2002 technology? But on the medial side, and essentially throughout the midsole, it has Cushlon. And this Cushlon, as you can see, it really compresses, right? So everything is Cushlon, and just this edge is EVA, just so it gives you a stable ride and the foam isn't too unstable. So that still feels pretty good. Also underfoot, you do have a boom pod. I'll probably show this in a cutout, but you do have a boom pod there, and the insoles are like regular Ortholite, right? Really plush. They do have that glue, right? So if you put them in there and you play in them, it might probably like stick all the way down. But overall cushion, I would give it a 2 out of 2.5, right? It's really a surprising ride. For everything I've heard about the shoes, the cushion is not a problem. I would describe the cushion on the Dbook ones as stable, soft enough, and extremely responsive, right? So it's a great guard setup. And then even if you're a bigger dude, you should be able to get away with it. Pretty good. For traction, check out, right? This is like straight up, no play, full on herringbone, right? I can tell you, and the grooves are also pretty hard, right? And they have, they're spaced apart a good amount, right? So I played on like the semi-dusty court and I played on the clean court and I had no problems. I would say this traction, also the rubber compound, this is a translucent outsole, right? So I would, if you're worried about like yellowing out after some time, maybe you want to get one of those solid rubber outsoles. But in terms of performance, I can tell you that I've played in these and probably one of the best tractions I've played in all year. Top tier, 2.5. So I would say that's max score for the traction. Going to stability, right? So what really makes the shoe stable is the upper, right? So you see there is a midfoot shank plate right there, but the upper is Dbook, I think, right? So it's sanded down leather, and it's a bit stiff, right? You can see like here is some textile material, but the swoosh and also the general upper is that leather material. So the Dbook sort of acts as the sidewall, keeping your foot inside the footbed. Because most of the stability comes from the upper, that's why the Dbook one needs this beefy ankle pillow, right? In most other shoes, sometimes the midsole comes up and acts as a sidewall, but in the Dbook one, your foot sits directly on top of the midsole, right? So because most of the structural support comes from the upper, your foot needs to be locked down. So these ankle pillows have the dual job of first giving you support, which is nice, but making sure that your foot is locked into the upper material so that the upper can do its job. So that's why it has all these parts. And overall, making hard cuts, left, right, change direction, I didn't feel my foot sliding. Obviously, it's not as stiff as, again, the Harden Volume 7s because of all those things on the sidewall, or the Volume 8 because of the hollow-like frame, but it's still pretty good, right? So I would say for stability, I had no problems. I would give this a 2 out of 2.5, okay? And then moving on to durability, I would give this max scores. I would give this max scores for durability because here we're in the performance. The durability is what about the shoe is going to degrade to the point where it's going to affect performance. I don't think anything is going to degrade, right? The traction is really solid, really hard rubber. This is not going anywhere. You know, even if the material does fray a little bit, it's not going to affect performance. So max scores for durability. So overall, I would give the Dbook ones 9 over 10 for performance, which is pretty good. Okay, cool. Now let's talk about comfort, right? Can you wear these shoes for days on days without bothering to take them off? Are they that comfortable, right? So for comfort, we're gonna start with fit. These fit really well, right? The ankle pillows here lock your foot down. It might appear a bit, you know, discomforting in the beginning, but when you play through it, and it just becomes really smooth, and then you have no problems. You barely feel the shoes on there after maybe like, you know, 10 to 20 minutes playing in them. So it fits really well. Sizing, however, is another issue. I think you must go half a size up if you want to really enjoy playing these. I watched so many videos, and I was tempted to go true to size because I always do that regardless of what the videos say. But I bought 2 shoes, yeah, one 9.5 and one 10, and the 10s fit way better, although I'm typically a 9.5. So please go at least half a size up. If you can go in store and test them, that's the best case scenario for the Dbook ones. But overall, fit is good. I would say 2 out of a possible 2.5. Now, moving on to how easy it is to put on these shoes and take them off. I would give it max scores, right? 2.5. You just, once you get past these laces, you're good. You could just open up that tongue and then your foot slides right in. It doesn't have, it's not like gusseted, right? It doesn't have any of those webs, you know, that help you, like the curries that help you, like, you know, strap onto your foot and anything, but it's still very easy to put on and take off, right? So for that, max score 2.5 for ease of putting on and taking off. Now let's talk about breathability, right? That's where this shoe suffers a lot, right? So this is the pair that I haven't worn at all, right? So that's why I can pull out this insole, right? You can see the glue on there. But these shoes are so hot that, and the pair that I have worn, I can't pull out the insoles anymore. It's just glued shut to the floor of the shoe. And I know you would say, oh, Nike shoes are typically like that, but I played in the LeBron 21s twice, but I could still take out the insoles, right? So in terms of breathability, just looking at it, right, you just have these pores here and really nothing else, right? I mean, sure, I guess if you want to count these holes, but no airflow through this at all, right? So yeah, these are pretty hot shoes. I mean, I play in air conditioning and etc., so it isn't that bad for me. But if you're going to play outdoors, it might become a problem for you, so you might want to watch out there. Overall, I would give it a 1 out of a possible 2.5 for breathability. It needs to be more practical, if you ask me. And then weight, right? So these are super lightweight. I compare these to the AC12s, the Wade AC12s, and these are like marginally lighter. So these shoes are super lightweight. So of course, 2.5 for weight. And overall, for comfort, these get a score of 8 over 10. Great on just about everything apart from breathability, but still overall 8 over 10, not a bad score for comfort. And that's that. Okay, so moving on to design and aesthetics, right? You want to play good, but you also want to look good while you're breaking ankles and scoring points, right? So first off, for visual appeal, I would give this 2 out of a possible 2.5. These are great looking shoes, especially on hand, right? If you've seen pictures on the internet and you've never seen these on hand, you might not appreciate them, but when I got them, it grew on me really fast, and I like the way they make me look when I play. And it also gives you like a vintage sort of look and a different look for sure. So silhouette is great. I would say 2 out of a possible 2.5 for the Dbook ones. And let's move on to style versatility. And I think this is where these shoes trump most other shoes, because if you really wanted to, you could wear these on court and off court easily, right? This just looks like regular Nike shoes you can wear to the mall, or you can, you know, wear it out to see a friend, etc. So I would give it max score 2.5 for style versatility. I like what they did with the shoe, making it functional but still leaving that stylistic edge to it. So definitely kudos to Nike on this one. 2.5 for style versatility. Now let's talk about innovation, right? So I would give it a score of 1.5 for innovation, just because it isn't a style that we haven't seen before. The implementation is different. However, we have seen, the new book. We've seen this pattern. We've seen a lot of the similar, designs here. So for that, I would give it an average score. For style versatility at 1.5 overall. And then looking at the materials, right, for the Dbook ones. So it has, I think this is Dbook, right? This is Dbook, and then it has like some textile right there on the medial and lateral side. Also, it has Cushlon over here on the lateral side, on the medial side rather, and then on the lateral side it has EVA, okay? And then in the heel there is also a zoom unit, and then at the bottom here is just regular rubber outsole. Also in the midsole there is a flex groove. You can't see that, but it's supposed to help you in terms of moving your foot up and down, because the footbed is relatively flat. So that flex groove gives you additional flexibility. So for materials, there is one thing though. I'm gonna pull out like an extra screen here, but it isn't really exactly well made, right? If you look straight at it, you can see out of the box, right? The textile is fraying, right? It doesn't feel that premium, if I'm being honest. And also, if you want to nitpick, which I always do, the threads are all. If you look at the threads, they are like coming off, not coming off, but they're sticking out. Like, so the workmanship isn't also the best. I can see from the lace holes, I can see the threads sticking out, etc. I'll show you what that looks like. So overall, I feel they could be better with materials. So I would give it 1.5 over 2.5 for materials, okay? Overall, design and aesthetic score. For visual appeal, you have 2. Great looking shoe. I'm gonna pull out one of the shoes I really like, the shattered backboard version that's coming out hopefully soon. I'm definitely gonna get that. That's a crazy ass colorway. Then style versatility, I'm gonna give it a 2.5. You can wear these anywhere with anything. Great job from Nike. Innovation, a 1.5, and materials 1.5. So overall, these shoes for design and aesthetics gets a score of 7.5. So moving on to price, these shoes cost me retail, which is 180 Canadian dollars. So it's his first ever shoe. I think 180 might be a bit steep personally for me. I guess I don't have all the money in the world, but I would probably have preferred a price point of 140, max 160. But yeah, we get 180 on these, and also I think I'm gonna have to start penalizing shoes for availability, right? So it's a nightmare to get these right now. And then you go to the resale market, and we all know what happens there. But overall, I would say it's maybe for the quality, right? It should probably be a 140 to 160 dollar shoe. So it's 180, and I would give it an affordability score of 7 over 10. So looking at the overall score for the Dbook ones, we talked about performance, right? It gets a 9 over 10 for performance. Great shoe all around. Max. Essentially, I believe these shoes are, a top performer for sure. Comfort and fit, it gets 8 over 10, super comfortable. The only knock on it is for breathability, where it has, a 1 out of 2.5. And then for design and aesthetics, really fashionable shoe, 7.5. Only knock is the materials. The materials could be a little bit better, especially for the price point. But overall, great. Little details right here in the heel tab. You have that, concentric ring thing going on. You have a mixture of Dbook, which is a nice touch you don't see on many shoes today, and you also have, some textile there. The sole, if you don't want the yellowing out, you can get a solid rubber one. Overall, great shoe in terms of design aesthetics, 7.5, and then price 7. So overall, the Dbook one gets a score of 7.95 over 10. So I guess we could call it 8 over 10 maybe, but it's a solid performance. If you were on the edge about getting the Dbook ones, I can tell you that you should definitely go get them. especially if you're going to be playing on an indoor court. Just because if you drag your toe on this in an outdoor court, it might fray, but the traction is still perfect for an outdoor court. So you might still want to go for it, but it is a great, great, great performer. For the price, I do wish it was just a little bit cheaper and also more available, but overall, the Dbook 1 is a great first signature shoe from Devin Booker and Nike. These shoes are great looking, good to play in, and yeah, they get my stamp of approval, right? So thank you. Please subscribe, like, share. Still growing in this channel. Really appreciate your support so far. Comment in the section if you want me to review something else. I have a bunch of shoes. I might just do a whole other episode on that. But let me know if you want me to review something else, and I'll get back to you on that. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye, Hoopers.